Okay, so I started the recording, so we'll get, um, let's just get started. Let's go ahead and bring feet a little wider than hip distance apart. I still didn't manage to find a camera angle where you can see all of me. Okay, so we're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale, hinging forward at the hips, slowly coming down. We'll take an inhale to come to a flat back. An exhale to kind of fold over one more time. Sweeping the arms up. Big inhale, big stretch up. Exhale, hinging forward once again. Inhale, let's come to flat back. Exhale, folding over. And knees can be nice and bent here just so you're kind of taking it easy on that low back, just starting to get the hamstrings nice and warmed up. And then let's go ahead and bring the hands underneath the face, inhaling again, exhaling, that head kind of soften, and maybe walking the body over to the left, nice and slowly, warming up the back of that left hamstring, warming up that low back a little bit. Deep breath in, deep exhale out. And then maybe slowly walking back to the center, taking an inhale to lengthen through the back, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then slowly walking over to the right. You can have a nice bend in that right leg, especially if this is kind of the first thing that you've got going on this morning. Just letting that body wake up a little bit, stretching out that hamstring, stretching out that left side. Coming back to center. Inhale, getting a little bit more length, exhaling through the crown of the head, and then just start to kind of slowly drop into that left knee, come back to center, drop and bend into that right knee, just kind of coming back and forth, getting a little movement and traction in the hips. You don't have to go down too low, just working side to side. And then maybe starting to bring the hands up, using that core to keep you lifted, to keep that chest lifted, pulling in and up through the pelvic floor. Just getting some movement in the knees, getting movement in the hips. And then come back to center, go ahead and bring those toes out, heels come in. So as you come up, we're kind of more into like a wide plate. Inhale, arms up, exhale, coming down. Inhale it up, exhale. Inhale it up, exhale. Inhale up, this time reaching over to the right. Dropping down a little plie, reaching over to the left, opening up that right side body. Getting some movement in the back, movement. Oh, I don't know what I was doing with my arms, but that's all right. Letting those hips drop, open up a couple more on each side. One more. Opening up the left side body. Opening up the right side body. Maybe do a little stretch just to kind of open up that chest. So clasping the hands behind you, they can come to the top of your seat. Exhale, opening up those shoulders. We're gonna be kind of getting into those shoulders, so livening them up a little. Inhale, keeping that tailbone softening down, opening up the chest, feeling that stretch in the front shoulders, and release. So guys, I did have to get a new can of beans. Ate the other ones, but these are new. So arms are gonna come straight out about arm's length, making sure that tailbone is softening down, a nice light bend in the knees, bringing that pubic bone to belly button. And then we're just gonna bring it in. So kind of some high bicep curls here. Making sure your shoulders aren't coming up by your ears, but they're staying kind of relaxed down, shoulder blades melting down and back, tailbone slightly tucked under, softening to the ground. You're not using your glutes to push it under. Keep that nice soft bend in the knees, drawing that belly button in and up. Chin is lifted parallel to the ground, chest is lifted. Kind of thinking visually, using your imagination, sending that visualization to those biceps. So they're kind of becoming even more engaged, doing all the work. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this time just alternate left and right, but moving just slightly slower. Keeping those elbows lifted, shoulders coming away from the ears, belly button is drawing in and up, chest is lifting, crown of the head is lifting. Going just a little bit slower seems to activate the muscle slightly different way, just finding a different way to fatigue it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So go ahead, you can keep your weights in your hands, roll those shoulders, inhale, exhale, rolling them back, taking that right ear to right shoulder, dropping that down, kind of releasing that tension that may have built up in those delts there. Bringing that head back to center, exhale, letting that left ear drop to the left shoulder. Creating a little bit more space between the right ear, right shoulder. And then taking a few shoulder rolls here, just kind of releasing that tension. So the next one, you could either keep your weights in your hands and your elbows are going to be bent, or you can, if you want, put a ball in between your elbows. It's kind of the same action when I was testing it. I feel like with the ball, you get a little bit more in the pecs. What we're going to be doing is raising, just keeping our elbows bent, tailbone is tucked under. So if you're using the ball, you're going to be squeezing those elbows together, applying some pressure onto that ball. With that, you just get a little bit more action in that front pectoral. With the weights, it seems to take it off the pectoral a little bit more into that front shoulder. So up to you, whatever equipment you have, whatever feels better today, but just make sure that your tailbone is softening down to the ground, drawing that belly button in and up, chest is lifted, chin is parallel to the ground. Either way, I guarantee you, you will feel it. It's happening. Making sure to breathe This is kind of a strange movement, but you can still try and keep those shoulders melting down away from the ears. So you're not bringing any more tension up, creeping up into those shoulders. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Go ahead and release either the ball or the cans down. Gonna go ahead and interlace the hands behind. Big deep inhale, exhale, straightening. Maybe they lift a little further off your seat. And then go ahead and, while your hands are still interlaced, bring them both over to that left hip. And then go ahead and take your gaze in the same direction. So hands clasp onto that left hip, gaze is gonna go over to that left shoulder, drawing that right front shoulder open just a little bit more. Then bringing those back to center, maybe opening up through center one more time. Keeping those hands clasped, bringing both hands to that right hip, centering yourself, and then bringing your chin so your gaze is going over that right shoulder now. Opening up that left front of the shoulder, front of the pec muscle. Big deep inhale. Deep exhale. Okay, so go ahead and grab back your weights, your cans, whatever you have. And we're gonna be, what are we doing? Oh yes, arm raises. So let's go ahead and bring the palms of the hands facing them down. And we're just gonna inhale, bringing them up, exhale down. Again, keeping that tailbone melting down to the ground, drawing in that belly button. Belly button is coming in and up, chest is lifting, chin is parallel to the ground. Nice soft bend in the knees. So we're definitely working out those shoulders, hitting those nice and good this Saturday. So lifting those up nice and slow and controlled. Keeping that tailbone in, belly button is drawing in and up. Really concentrating on those front of the arms, doing that work. So a lot of intention as to which muscles are firing right now. There's lots that can be done with light weights, extra reps, and lots of intention. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and keep them both raised. You're going to drop the right, bring up the right, drop the left, bring it back up. So still keeping that tailbone tucked, that one arm, then the other. Keeping nice and engaged, chin is lifted, belly button is drawing in and up. And only going to shoulder height here. Just a few more. Making sure you're lifting through the crown of the head. Sorry, I'm just making sure that's not Charlotte. I don't think it is. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Let's go ahead and release those down. Nice stretch. Bringing that left arm across the chest, dropping that left shoulder away from the ear. Deep inhale in, deep exhale. Getting a nice stretch in that front, switching them out. Right arm comes across, dropping that left shoulder, right shoulder away from the right ear. And now let's make sure that we kind of give the back of the arm a little bit of attention. So grabbing weights, cans, whatever you have. Let's inhale, bring those shoulders up. Exhale, rolling them back, keeping those elbows in nice and tight. Nice bend in the knees. Nice soft curve in that tailbone, drawing that belly button in and up. And then we're going to do some tricep kickbacks here. So really putting your focus on those triceps, doing the work, bringing those shoulders away from the ears, drawing in that low belly, kind of protects that lower back as well. Making sure you're remembering to breathe. Dropping those shoulders down. I always have to keep reminding myself that I constantly carry a lot of stress. So I'll find myself hiking up my shoulders. Softening the tailbone. Drawing up through the pelvic floor, lengthening through the chest. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you know what's coming. We're gonna pulse it up here. So tricep extensions, kind of using the back of the arms, pulling them both up. Palms are facing in towards your body. Triceps are towards the ceiling. Few more. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, go ahead and drop the weights or lower your weights. Bring that right arm up overhead, dropping it so the elbow is coming biceps by your ears. Gently pushing on that elbow, not forcing, just a gentle little nudge in that downward direction. Feeling a nice release in the tricep, still melting those shoulders down. Go ahead and switch it out. So left arm overhead, bending at the elbow, right hand is gently drawing that bicep closer to the ear and kind of drawing that elbow down. So middle of hand is coming down your back. Let's take those legs out nice and wide. Inhale it up, exhale, hinging over at the hips, dropping forward, taking a nice inhale to flatten your back, keeping one hand down on the ground in front of you. And let's go ahead and twist. So kind of opening up that chest as well. Opening up in that front of the shoulder, opening up the chest. And then exhale, bringing the right hand down, maybe taking a nice deep inhale to lengthen through the back, keeping that right hand on the ground in front of you, and then exhale, opening that left side up like a wing, stretching out that left arm, opening up those front of the chest. Floating that left hand down to the ground. One more big inhale, flat back, exhale, folding over. And then inhale, bringing it up. So go ahead and bring, or go to whatever you're using, your counter, or I think Chrissy said she's using a quilting rack. So whatever works for you. So we're gonna start by kind of stepping quite a ways away. I'm about 2.5, 3 feet away from my chair, and I'm going to get a little lower because I want more of a flat back here. So drawing my belly in and up, creating a nice flat back. Let's go ahead and lift that left leg. So you could drop, so you're even flatter here. Just making sure that, again, you're lengthening through the crown of the head, drawing that belly button in and up to support. And then we're gonna bring that left foot over to the right. So it's a little bit behind it and then back up. So we are kind of creating like a rainbow with that left leg coming down, arcing back up, drawing that belly button in and up, lengthening through the crown of the head. So there's still a nice long line in our back. Shoulders can still melt away from the ears, not hunching them forward, drawing them up, but letting them melt back. Keeping that right planted leg, a nice soft bend in that front leg. It's getting, that right leg is doing a lot of work here too. Oh, my microphone. So extending through the crown of the head. Working that glute muscle, actually on both sides. You guys, these glutes are gonna be really happy today. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, go ahead and bring yourself up. Maybe extending that right leg forward and then dropping, bending into that left knee. A little stretch. So this time you can still stay quite a distance away. We are going to be leaning over, but not quite as far. Keeping that right leg, again, is going to be grounding down. We're leaning a little bit here, but not all the way down because our leg isn't going to come all the way up. Left leg is behind us, little pulses up. So we're not bringing it all the way to here, just using that glute muscle to lift, creating a nice long line from the toes to the crown of the head, drawing the belly button in and up. Left foot is turned out slightly, so that way we're really activating that outer left glute as we rise. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So bring that left foot down to the ground. Right foot is going to come over the top of that left knee, keeping that right foot flexed, dropping that seat back, feeling a nice stretch in that outer right hip. Letting those shoulders come away from the ears. Big deep inhale, big exhale. Maybe you drop your seat a little bit lower. So we're still going to be working right leg. It's going to be standing. So here's a couple options. If you have a ball, you can use it in between, sticking it behind the back of that left knee. If you have a light weight, that also works well here as well. Grabbing that, sticking it behind the back of the leg, and kind of pulling in a little bit tighter because we are going to be going to the outside and then the back. So whichever is most handy, comfortable for you. So first off, going to be directly parallel to your knee is coming directly behind. Hips are facing whatever you're using to stabilize you, drawing that belly button in and up, and that knee is coming directly behind you. So pulsing up, squeezing on that ball. Lengthening through the crown of the head, drawing that belly button in and up. Keeping that engagement between the weight or the ball, using those glutes and hamstrings to lift that back leg. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Let's go ahead and step back a little bit. Stretching. If you want to release your hands from the bar and just do a forward fold, that would be really good here too. Keeping a nice bend in the knees, chest comes to the top of the knees, still feeling it in those hamstrings. And then gently coming back up. So it's the same setup here. Ball can be behind the knees, weight can be tucked in that corner. Right foot is grounding down, lifting up through the crown of the head, drawing that belly button in and up. But this time we're coming back kind of like a fire hydrant. So we're using that outer glute to lift. So the weight might be a little trickier here, but it will still work. Or no weight or no ball. Either one of those works just fine. You're still engaging that left glute, right glute. So inhaling, drawing that belly button in and up, lengthening through the chest, lengthening through the crown of the head. Chin is parallel to the ground. Oh, my right leg is shaking. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll need those again in a second. Let's go ahead, come legs wide, hinging forward at the hips, this time dropping into that left knee, and then coming over to the right. Kind of loosening up that tension that maybe we've created in the hips. Maybe coming to center, taking a nice deep inhale, exhale, dropping forward, stretching out those hamstrings. Gently bringing ourselves back up for the other side. So left leg is going to be grinding down, taking a kind of a nice step back here, making sure you don't hit anything. Coming forward, leaning forward over to wherever you're using to as support. Nice little bend in that left front leg. Right leg is rising, lifting in and up through the belly, drawing that in and up. Crown of the head lifts. Right leg is going to drop over to the left like a little arc here. And back up again. Shoulders are still melting away from the ears. Crown of the head is lengthening forward. Belly button is drawing in and up. That standing leg really does more than you think. Drawing that belly button, lengthening through the chest. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right leg down, heel comes down on that left foot, dropping that seat back. Giving that left hamstring a stretch and a rest. And then coming back up, not so far away this time, but enough to make a little lean forward. So a little bit of lean onto whatever is supporting you, a little bit of bend in that left foot, right leg is coming directly behind you, little pulses up and down. So that way you're not arching, but still lengthening forward. Lifting that belly button in and up, crown of the head is lifted, chin is long. Shoulders coming away from the ears. That standing leg is nice and strong. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that right foot down, left knee, or left foot, I'm sorry, comes across that right knee, keeping that left foot flexed. Dropping that seat back, keeping that knee, left knee open. Inhale, exhale, dropping, feeling that nice stretch in that left outer hip. Big inhale, maybe you drop a little bit more. All right, so now we'll grab our weight or ball. Again, you don't even need anything here. It's just if you have it and you would like to use it. So first up, everything is parallel. Toes are pointing towards whatever you're using to stabilize you. Hips are pointing forward. Right knee is pointing forward and coming directly back. Taking a nice soft tuck of that tailbone. Pubic bone coming to belly button is lifting. Chest lifting, chin is parallel to the ground. Really feeling that engagement and activation in the hamstring and that lower glute, where they come together. Just giving them a party. Drawing that chest up, belly button in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I have got to shake out this side. Before coming back, so placing the weight ball, or maybe you have nothing, that's fine too. Lengthening, letting that tailbone melt down, and then this time lifting that leg out to the side. So they're sort of like standing fire hydrants. Using that intention, bringing your focus to that right side hip. For 8, 7, 6, shaking, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you have to get to the bands. I told you guys to get bands. So bringing those feet wide. Once again, inhale, lengthening, hinging over at the hips, feeling a nice stretch in those hamstrings. If it feels good to walk over to one side, walking back to center, stretching out the other side. Inhale through center one more time for some length. Exhale, hinging, folding over. Okay, we have to do the bands. I made Christy or Cheryl go get her bands, so go ahead and place those bands above the knees. So you can see the feet here. So coming into first position, and then we're going to drop down into a plie, lifting those heels up. So creating that nice resistance against those bands, little pulses down first. Tailbone, softening to the ground, drawing that navel in and up, lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through the chest. Little pulses here, lifting through the crown of the head, feeling that resistance in that band, opening up. You kind of feel this in the quads, in sort of where we were at before, in that kind of lower outer glute. Lengthening up through the crown of the head as the tailbone is drawing towards the ground. And then here we're going to stay low, keeping those heels lifted, little pulses with those knees out. So it's kind of like an inner outer thigh change over here. Because you want to control that resistance back in, because you don't want to snap those knees closed. We're still keeping them open, We're just pulsing them out. Oh my, woo. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, coming up, taking those off. Let's go ahead and hinge forward, keeping a nice bend in the knees. Forward fold, releasing the low back, releasing that hamstring, the glute muscle. Gently bring yourself up, and then we'll come down and do, have kind of a fun ab thing. It's a lot of plank. Wait, I might need to change. Sorry, make you guys sick, move my camera. There we go. So if you have your ball, go ahead and keep it handy. We're gonna come into plank. So these kind of work not just abs, but these are kind of a big one. You're gonna work your abs, quads, shoulders. So setting up first in plank, shoulders are gonna be directly over wrists, fingers are fanned out nice and wide, drawing that belly button in and up, lengthening through the crown of the head, lots of energy coming out those heels. Then we're gonna bend back, knees are gonna come wide. So it's almost like a little frog if you were gonna spring back and then coming forward. Hinging back, knees come wide, coming forward. So it's super controlled, really intentional. So lengthening through the crown of the head, keeping that belly lifted the whole time. So you're feeling your core, getting a nice quad engagement here, inner thighs. Make sure to breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's go ahead and come down to our side. Let's stretch the quad. And then we're gonna go into a little bit different variation of that, working a little bit different part of the muscle. So from here, grab that right foot in the right hand, gently bring that knee back, hip can come a little bit forward, giving a nice stretch in the quad. And then go ahead and switching sides. Left foot comes into left hand, drawing that left heel back towards your seat. Hips can come forward, knees are aligned. Stretching out that front left quadricep. Big inhale in, exhale it down. And so this time, if you have a ball, you can grab it. It isn't mandatory. You can still do this. So keeping that ball in between the knees, coming back into plank. So setting up the same, wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, lengthening through the crown of the head, drawing that belly button in and out, fingers are fanned out wide. This time as you come back, knees stay together. So there's no need to have a ball, but here, the squeeze kind of activates a little bit different muscles. Exhale forward. Inhale back. So still drawing that belly in and up, lengthening through the crown of the head. It's like you're pushing the mat away as you come back and using your legs to come forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, coming to the knees, releasing the ball if you had it, bringing those knees wide, toes together. Let's just come for a moment into an extended child's pose. So arms are coming out before you, nice and long. Forehead may or may not drop all the way to the ground. And taking a few deep breaths here. And I'm gonna grab a blanket just because I don't have my squishy mat and I have a really hard floor. So we're gonna come work our obliques a little bit before we go back in to some more plank work. So coming into like a gate pose, so you're on your knees, left hand comes down to the ground, left knee is on the ground, right leg is extended. Right arm is gonna come up overhead, exhale, elbow to knee, right elbow to right knee. Inhale, lengthen, exhale together. Stretching out nice and long, crunching it in, contracting that side body. Drawing that belly button, still lengthening in and up, using that right oblique, drawing in that right knee. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm staying long here, reaching, pushing that mat away with the left hand as that right arm reaches over. Coming to center, maybe taking a little pause. Inhale those shoulders up. Exhale, rolling them back. One more time. Inhale, lifting the shoulders. Exhale, rolling them back. Then coming up into that right side. So right knee is to the ground. Right hand is to the ground. Left leg is extended out. Left arm is extended out. Inhale for some length. Exhale, drawing left knee, left elbow together. Really think of engaging that core, drawing that navel in and up as you then use those obliques to kind of contract and bring elbow and knee together. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that right arm down, left arm extended, right arm is pushing the mat away, lifting that chest up and open, left arm coming across the top. Breathing here. Once again, coming back to center. Inhale those shoulders up. Exhale, let them soften down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale. Almost out of plank. A few more. So here you can come onto your elbows. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Feet coming out behind you. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Drawing that belly button in and up. Gently dropping the right knee, left knee. Right knee, left knee. Just keeping that core nice and engaged. Pushing the mat away. So you're not sinking into your shoulder blades, but lifting up and out of them. Crown of the head is coming forward. Feeling nice, stable. I don't sound like it, but getting the shakes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Left hip drops, right your hip drops. Left, right. Using those obliques, pushing those elbows into the mat to open up those shoulder blades. You don't want to be sinking into them. Belly button is drawing in and up. Crown of the head is going forward. Woo! You guys, we can do this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo-wee. Bringing those knees down to the ground. Sending your seat back. Arms can come on either side. And then letting that head gently melt into the mat. Letting those shoulder blades open up across your knees. Big inhale into the back body. Exhale, letting it release down. Ever so slowly, bring yourself up to seated. So let's make sure we get a nice stretch into the outer side leg. So first start out, bringing that left leg directly out in front of you. Left foot is nice and flexed. Right leg coming across the top, right knee is stacked over a left knee. Then if it feels good today, draw in that left heel closer to your seat. So in like a cow face, shoelace, whatever you like to call it. Inhale, stacking those shoulders over the hips. And maybe this is enough for you. This is where you're feeling it. Taking a deep breath into that outer thigh. Maybe if it feels good today, stay lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through the chest, keeping that seat on the ground, slowly bringing your chest forward. Maybe feeling each space you come into, letting your body slowly open up. Big deep inhale into that hip. Exhale to release. And then ever so slowly, walking those hands back up. This time before we switch sides, let's go ahead and bring feet directly out in front of you, lengthening through the crown of the head, flexing through those toes. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, leaving those sits bones down on the ground, chest leans forward, folding over. Inhale for some length, exhale, maybe you can hinge a little bit more. Taking your time here, inhales in, maybe that exhale allows you to drop in. When you found kind of a comfortable space, it's okay in that point to go ahead and drop that chin. So maybe you feel a deeper stretch in between those shoulder blades, in that cervical spine. And ever so gently lifting that chest back up. This time keeping that right leg extended, bringing that left leg over the top. So left knee is on top of that right knee. This may feel good today, or you can go ahead and bring that right heel back towards your seat. These are still stacked on top of each other. Sits bones are grounding down. Inhale for some length, crown of the head lifts, belly button draws in and up, keeping those sits bones down on the ground, leaning forward with that chest. Slowly finding that space, letting the breath on the inhale expand, exhale. Maybe you can drop forward a little bit more. Slowly exhale, walking that torso back up. This time bringing the soles of the feet together, but instead of bringing them close to your seat like a regular butterfly, scooching them out a little bit more so it creates like a diamond shape. Still inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Leading with the chest until you kind of find that space where there's a bit of resistance, but it's comfortable. And then at that space, go ahead and drop that neck. Drop your chin to your chest. Feeling more of a stretch on those outer hips here. One more deep breath in, one more big exhale. Slowly walking yourself up. This time maybe drawing those feet in just a little bit closer, getting a little bit of a stretch on those inner thighs, letting those knees drop open, chest lifts. And if it feels good here, bringing that chest forward. And I think there's enough time. I always like to leave you guys with a little bit of a spinal twist just to reset that spine. So slowly bringing yourself down onto your mat, down onto your back, taking those arms out to the side like wings, bringing those feet into a 90-degree angle, drawing that belly button back and up. So you're using your core, engaging, letting those knees gently fall over to the right, keeping that left shoulder blade down into the mat, and then maybe tipping your gaze over to your left fingertips. Letting that inhale fill you up, exhale, kind of resetting that spine, melting down, feeling heavier. Releasing your grip, letting those muscles release their grip from the bones, just relaxing here. Maybe releasing the tension around your jaw, around your eyes. One more deep breath in, big exhale. Drawing that navel back towards the spine. Inhaling, bringing those knees both back up to center. Exhaling, using your core, letting those knees gently fall over to the left, keeping that right shoulder blade down into the mat. Maybe taking your gaze over to your right fingertips. Big deep inhale, big exhale to just let yourself feel heavier. Release tension from your jaw. One more big deep inhale, big exhale to bring that navel to the spine, bringing those knees back up, gently rocking forward. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye, guys.